This is the real foreign influence in American elections. The system is breaking down where foreigners are getting on American voter rolls and, as we documented, casting ballots by the thousands. And remember, these 5,000 plus aliens that we found on the rolls were only caught by accident. They were caught because they sort of self-reported themselves. So that means there's a lot more out there.
How do they self-report themselves?
Well, when they originally registered to vote, they said they were a citizen. When they renewed their driver's license under Motor Votor, they told the truth a second time. But plenty aren't telling the truth the second time. They're just staying on the voter rolls without being caught.
So the most basic charge of any government is to preserve the sanctity of its elections. So I'm sure the government of the state of Virginia must have just stopped this immediately, right?
Yeah, we had to file 3 separate federal lawsuits at the Public Interest Legal Foundation to even get the data. Governor McAuliffe, his election lackey, Edgardo Cortez, they did everything they could to stonewall us from getting the facts. We eventually got the facts, and we found that people were actually marking, no, I'm not a citizen, and still getting registered to vote in Virginia.
Now, what would their motive be for hiding that information from the public?
Well, it shows how bad the problem is in Virginia, which, of course, is a swing state. And when you have elections in Virginia, some statewide races being decided by a couple hundred votes, and yet you have tens of thousands of aliens potentially on the rolls. 7,000 votes were cast by just these 5,000 people we caught. That makes a difference when it comes to American elections.
Well, for sure. And the assumption is these people are voting Democrat by and large.
We don't know that, but we know that the system...
Clearly McAuliffe's assumption, or he would crack down on it.
And he vetoed several bills this year that would have fixed it. He vetoed citizenship verification. He doesn't even want election officials to have access to the people who get out of jury duty by saying, I'm not an American citizen. He vetoed a bill that would have used that tool to keep the voter rolls clean.
So they're actively trying to allow illegals to vote.
Yeah, they would have turned this information over to us without having to go to federal court 3 times. They would have given us this information to show us the extent of the problem, but they're hiding the ball.